One of the joys of working as a documentary filmmaker is that we occasionally get to travel to really unique places around the world. The camera and the story become tickets to new destinations. While traveling as a documentary filmmaker definitely has its perks, it also comes with complications and stress. The stress of transporting tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment through the unpredictable and nerve-wracking maze of ride shares, planes, and baggage claim. So in this video, I'm going to share how I pack for cross-country plane travel as a documentarian, from the cameras and lenses to lighting package and stands. And stick around for the end where I'll wrap things up with my top 3 tips to avoid luggage disaster. Let's do this. Hey everyone, if you're new here, my name is Austin Meyer. I am an Oakland-based documentary filmmaker, National Geographic Explorer, and on this channel I share the field-tested skills, mindsets, and lessons that have helped me on my journey as a documentary filmmaker. Tomorrow I am leaving on a cross-country trip for filming on a Hulu documentary series. So I spent today preparing for that travel. Now, this system is not perfect. I am constantly trying to refine my packing protocol to make travel days less stressful. So please jump in the comments with your own tips for strategies and gear, but this is my current system. So today is travel day for me. I am flying to Oklahoma City today for a shoot, and first thing I'm gonna walk you through is my carry-on luggage for travel today. And so when I'm prepping my personal item and my carry-on luggage, the thing I'm thinking about is if everything were to go wrong, if luggage were to be lost in the checked baggage, do I have everything on me to at least get through a day's worth of shooting in an emergency? So that's kind of how I think about the way I've set up my backpack and then that carry-on luggage. So let's look through those real quick. All right, so here is my carry-on item. This is the First Light 35L Plus from Think Tank, and this is a good backpack for my travel because I feel like this is kind of the max size that I can get on, as like this is my personal item. Like it's pretty big, but I've never been stopped for having this, for having like too big of a personal carry-on item. But it's also not big enough where in a crunch, if I need to put this bag under the seat in front of me, that it's gonna be like a miserable flight. It won't be comfortable, but it won't be intolerable. So what I have in the First Light, I have my laptop. I keep some hard drives in here. And then on the sides here, I got gimbal. This is the Zhiyun Crane 2, old gimbal, water bottle. And then let's look inside here. Okay, so here is what I have in this bag. I am bringing a Sigma 50mm lens, 50mm 1.4, I think. We have the Sony 24-105 f4 lens. I have some filters, so some black Pro Mist filters, which I probably won't be using on this production, but also some ND filters for the camera, which I'm currently shooting with, which is the Sony a7S III, which will be a B cam on this shoot. And so sometimes on the B cam for interviews, I'm gonna be needing to use filters. Then I have this pouch here, which is some hard drives for the shoot, and then also just some charging cables. This is an essential. I don't want to make this backpack too heavy because I'm gonna just have it on my back all day, so I don't wanna pack it too full. I got the a7S III, which is filming right now on the 24-70 2.8. That will go right in here. And then the last lens I have in here is the Sigma Art 24mm prime 1.4. Essentially, this backpack will have 4 of my 5 lenses. And then I have a computer charger, lens hood for 70-200, which is another backpack. I have my Sennheiser 8060 shotgun mic. And then I have some like lens cleaning supplies, so wipes, rocket blower. I have in this pouch right here on the inside, I have batteries for the a7S III. I have a little card reader. Yeah, let's see if we can get it there. Oh, there you go. This is from Rugged. This is a card holder. And yeah, I have a lot of 256 gig cards for the FX6 and then 128 for the a7S III. I have a little multi-tool here that I bring. Yeah, that's about it. I got a backup XLR cord in here, but essentially this is my personal carry-on item. Again, I use this backpack because it's not too big where if it needs to go under the seat in front of me, I'm gonna be like miserable, but it's also big enough to fit a lot of the essentials that I really don't want to risk getting lost. So we're talking lenses here, computer, B camera, microphone, and a lot of the essentials for the shoot. Now let's move on to my carry-on item. Ooh. Okay, so my carry-on item that I bring is from Pelican. This is a Pelican case. Specifically, this is the 1535 model, and this one is really meant for air travel, in my opinion. And I think not in my opinion as well, I think it is. I've never had any issue getting this into any overhead compartments on any plane size. So this has been great for that purpose. Super sturdy. I mean, you know Pelican. Pelican is just like super strong. So got it decaled out here with all my animal rights stickers and trail running stickers. But let's check out what goes in. Now again, these are items that I cannot afford to have get lost. These are items that I cannot afford having go through baggage claim and not see these on the other side. So everything comes in here. The way I determine what I put in here compared to what goes in my personal item or the backpack is this is a lot of the heavier stuff that I just don't want to be on my back all day. Also just some of like the required stuff that I can't check. So like lithium ion batteries, which are heavy, I'll always throw in here because I can't check them and I don't want to have them on my back all day. So let's look at this here. First, what we have is the 70 to 200 2.8 G Master from Sony. That's on the left side here. We got the body of the FX6 right in here. And these are pack dividers that I kind of customized to this size. We have a couple batteries here. These are V-mount batteries from Anton Bauer, and these are in case I need to power a light out on this shoot without access to extension cables and cords. I can just put my V-mount battery on one of my Astra light panels. This middle compartment, we have the DJI Mavic 2 Pro drone. Here's the drone controller. Under that, you got the drone. We have 3 batteries in this pack, as well as ND filters, which I'm not gonna jam out right now, but that's where those are. And then we have some more batteries for the FX6 camera body. And then over here on the outer side, we have the, all the accessories for the FX6 camera. So I have the screen over here, I have the top handle, I have the kind of grip on the right side. Another backup Sony battery. This is a BP U60. So that is everything that I am bringing on the plane today when I'm traveling. And again, it's all the essentials that I could get through at least one day of shooting if everything else were to be lost and checked baggage. So I got my memory cards, batteries, cameras, lenses, audio. I just make sure that I have those on me at all times. Now, one note is that I typically would have like my full lav mic kit in my backpack when I'm shooting, especially if I'm shooting like as a solo shooter. This particular shoot, I'm gonna have sound people on location at the different places I'm going, so I'm not bringing that on this particular shoot, but that would usually go into the camera backpack. And then next, I'll show you traveling with lights, how I deal with the light package. I don't feel super confident in my travel setup with traveling with lights, but this is where I am right now, and I have to travel with a pretty big light package for this production. So let's first check out how I travel with the Aperture 600D. The Aperture 600D is my main key light, and for travel with the 600D, I am using the exact case that it came in when I purchased the light. It just seems like a pretty solid case. Like everything is packed so snug that I didn't trust myself to extract it from this case and put it into something else. I was just like, well, I have it, so why buy something new? So this is the Aperture 600D case, and let's check it out. First thing you'll notice is this does not actually usually come with the kit. This is kind of just a huge negative fill cloth that I put on top of everything. Extra padding, but also very useful for interview setups to have some negative fill. And then we have the whole, normal 600D setup. So we have the diffusion materials, we have the, whatever this is called, like the main light bank, boards, all that kind of stuff. And then in here we have the actual 600D light. All that packs down just like came. So that's the 600D, but then I also have a couple other lights that are used as either hair lights or fill lights for the environments that I'm gonna be filming in. So let's check out the next one. Okay, so this beast of a case is from Think Tank. It is the Video Rig 18, and it's just like a massive box. And I'm getting creative and kind of packing this in different ways with every shoot. Well, I'll walk you through what I have in it. Okay, so let's open this up. Packed to the brim here. The first thing I have is the Cinekinetic. This is the mini saddle, also known as a Cine saddle, which I will throw over my shoulder, rest my camera on it, kind of use that for stabilization and to take some pressure off my wrists for long days of shooting. This bag right here has a bunch of grip equipment. We're looking at, let's see if you can see there, you know, a bunch of different types of grip heads. You got your clamps. I also have extension cables in here, and yeah, just anything you could need, kind of like if you're setting up lighting equipment and need to make sure you get everything on point there. The bottom of the case, I have a tripod head. This is the Manfrotto 504 HD, which I have for, this is kind of like a B tripod that I have for my B cam. I've kind of broken down into separate pieces for packing. Then I also have at the bottom of this all my charging ports for different camera batteries, as well as power bank. So when I get to a hotel, I make sure to set up the power bank, and then I just have like a bunch of options for charging batteries at the end of the day. There we go. I also have a Quasar tube light. Ho! And then I also have a light in here. So this is the Astra light panel. This is the 6x bicolor light panel. And I've had this for a few years and it's been awesome. It's come with me on so many shoots, and it's so portable to be able to just throw in here. I kind of have a little diffusion. This is the snap bag from Light Panels. This is the diffusion that I use on it. It's not a huge source of diffusion or, you know, as a key light with not incredible amounts of power, but it's done really well for me in the past. So that is this beast of a travel case. Good for a bunch of different purposes. All right, let's move on to the light stands right back there. So this is the Think Tank Stand Manager 52 soft case, and it's pretty beaten up at this point, and I might be looking for hard case solutions, or if not hard case, just other solutions for transporting all the stands. The weight is just so much. So I'll open it up and show you, but it's nothing spectacular. It's just like a bunch of metal in straight lines in this thing. First thing you'll see here is I have some Matthews. This is more grip equipment. I have my light dome for the 600D in here. This is the massive softbox that comes with the 600D. And then I also have one C-stand, turtle-based C-stand. I have the Manfrotto 420B. This is like the combi, which can kind of be used as a boom pole or as a light stand, a bunch of different options. I have my B tripod legs here, and some of these little travel stands. These are the Matthews folding kit stands in black. These are really nice for travel, very lightweight, very small. There's nothing pretty about this case. It is just jam-packed, so much weight, so much equipment, just a bunch of stands. Okay, so when I opened that case, I realized I don't know the names of any of these stands, and you might be curious. So in post-production here, Austin, can you put the names of the stands that were in that case? Okay, you can pause that if you want to check it out. Otherwise, we're moving on to the last piece of luggage, which are clothes and miscellaneous items. Actually, one item is not miscellaneous at all. It's my main tripod, but all right, let's check it out. Okay, so this is my final piece of luggage that I'm gonna be bringing today. I don't even know what brand the suitcase is. It's not a camera specific one. This is just one that I had lying around my family home for many years, and I was looking for a bigger size suitcase. So I was just like, hey, can I take this back to my apartment? So that's what this is, but I've made it work for me. Big suitcases are useful. So the first thing that I have here on the bottom compartment, this is the first shoot that I'm actually traveling with this. This is the Amaran F21X Lite, which I anticipate using on this upcoming shoot. Not sure how I'm gonna use it. This is usually the light I use behind my computer for my YouTube setup, and I wanted to bring it on the road and see how it does during production. So I have my Amaran right here in the bottom compartment of the suitcase. So if we close that up, then let's go into the main compartment of this suitcase. Come on, bring the camera closer. I'll show you inside. Okay, no, I'll get it. On one side of this suitcase, this side, I have just my clothes and clearly my deodorant and my toothbrush. I have a little AC pouch here, which I can make a video on how I have set this up, but it's just some lens cleaning supplies, a multi-tool, some pens, just some things I'll need. Wrapped up in some clothes, I have the tripod head for my main tripod, which is the Sackler Flowtech. And the Flowtech is actually existing right now, wrapped up in this yoga mat inside the other half of the bag. And that is how I am transporting. Let me see, if you don't trust me, see it in there? That's the Sackler. My flight is quite soon, so I'm not gonna take everything out. You're just gonna have to trust me on that one. The Sackler is in there. So yeah, that's how I set up that bag. So in this one, just to recap again, we have the Amaran light in the bottom. We have the Sackler Flowtech tripod, legs, the head, AC pouch, and then a little bit of clothing and items that I need. Okay, so this is it. This is what I'm traveling with today to Oklahoma City. After that, I'll be on my way to Houston. So all of this is going to multiple airports this week. To do a quick recap of all the gear, we have light stands, Aperture 600D light. We have the FX6 camera essentials and lithium batteries. We have my personal item backpack with other essentials, mostly lenses in this baby, and then the computer. We have the grip equipment, the Astra light panel, and the Cine saddle, and this. And then finally, we have the Sackler main tripod, the Amaran 21X light, and a little bit of clothes. Now, I remember seeing videos of National Geographic expeditions and all those kind of big shoots where they had so much camera gear and they were flying and traveling with it. And it's funny to think now that back in the day when I saw those, I was kind of like, ooh, that seems cool. That seems like really fun. This is, for me, one of the worst parts of the job. The least fun parts of the job is packing, organizing, and traveling with all this equipment. But of course, it's super important, and it is part of the amazing work that we get to do as documentarians. So it's a work in progress getting my whole system here. Hopefully everything goes well today and many of my future shoots. As you can see, it's a lot to handle. A lot of luggage, a lot to worry about. And at some point, we just gotta do the best we can with the packing and the cases we have at our disposal, and just hope everything works out. But with that being said, here are 3 final pro tips to avoid luggage disaster. The first tip is to pack like you aren't a filmmaker. As much as you can, choose luggage, cases, and a packing strategy that doesn't shout, I'm a filmmaker and have super expensive camera equipment in here. That's why my luggage is pretty nondescript, and why on the Aperture Lights case, I tape over the logo, because I don't want someone who knows the Aperture brand to look at it and say, hey, that looks like a good one to steal. The second tip is to get clever with padding. So for example, I pack my tripod into this luggage case, and just to be extra safe, I will wrap the tripod in a yoga mat. I will also wrap the head of the tripod with the shirts I'm bringing to the shoot. I often save bubble wrap from package or padded dividers from other bags, and I will throw them into checked luggage to just keep everything in there secure. The third pro tip is to get gear insurance. And I know that's not the most reassuring tip, but it may be the most practical one, because if we do this job long enough, something bad is bound to happen eventually. So get your gear insured. Personally, I use a company called Athos Insurance, which specializes in film insurance and production company insurance. They have short-term, same-day insurance, insurance to annual production insurance. These days, I've been insuring my gear there on an annual basis, and on a day like tomorrow, when I'm traveling with all this gear, I'll be happy to have insurance as a backup in case anything gets damaged or lost. All right, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful and gives you some ideas how to pack for your next documentary travel. Like I said, I'm always developing this system, so please jump in the comments. What strategies or gear do you use while you are packing for documentary travel? I'd love to learn from you, and I'm sure everyone else watching would also like to learn too. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, go out and tell some stories.